I hope slides are visible, and I will put it into a slideshow. Let me also put the mic for a better voice. All right, so today we are covering a topic which is relevant to anyone can confirm the slides are visible, right? I hope so, it's visible, right? So we will be covering two topics. One is periodic safety update reports and other is development safety update report. Now, both are PV function, it is a part of a PV. But somehow there are things in medical writing and PV that they overlap. The reason is the nature of work, right? So when you see the safety, that means they are addressing the safety at a different levels. Development safety update report means when we are in a trial phase, clinical trial phase. That means the development safety update report, because product is in the development phase. Periodic safety update reports when the product is in the marketing, post-marketing product safety reports, right? Now, this terminology PSUR, DSUR is from ICH. In different regions like EU or US, they may be known as with a different name, but the document is same. Only thing is the name may different. Now coming to the medical writing part. Because these reports are prepared, so the writing skills plays a big role. And PV folks, they develop writing skills. And this is the reason there is one more document which is known as a safety narrative, right? This document is also, moves between PV and medical writing. Because of these writing skills, sometimes these functions, they switch jobs to each other very often because of the shared rules. So we will be covering the periodic safety update reports. We can also cover package insert also, when you see in the product is in the market, you buy the product, you always see that one leaflet comes out of it, right? We can cover that as well, but our priority is first PSUR and DSUR. What is PSUR? So these are periodic, means they are updated from time to time. They are the reports in pharmacovigilance document. They are mainly goal is to update the safety, because in clinical trials we are addressing these two things, efficacy and second is safety. And for safety, pharmacovigilance is the only tool which help us. And this is the reason these different reports, they help you to assess the safety again and again. It's not like when you are in a clinical trial development, you evaluated the safety, your job is done. No, it is ongoing job. Till what time? Till the time you are selling product in the market. Close a window. Okay, sorry about that. So till the time product is in the market, we have to produce these reports because they are giving us the report on safety. So they also help you to analyze the risk and benefit balance. Any product which is in the market, you have to maintain that benefits are more than risk. How to do that? This is GCP principle also, 1 out of 13 GCP principle, how you maintain because of these safety reports. This should be submitted by market authorization holder, that means sponsor. So if Pfizer manufactured this product, they are responsible for this report. Suppose it is a product by some government agency or some NGO, then they are responsible. the person who is a marketing authorization holder. So once a medicinal product is authorized, what does this mean, authorized? Anyone? We have this journey, right? Sorry. Lab, then your animal studies, then your IND, then phase 1, 2, 3, then NDA, right? Then after this, market. Market means authorized, right? So that is the meaning of authorization. And even if it is not market, the marketing authorization holder is required to submit the PSUR. Now, this is important to understand. Suppose this happens in some of the cases, like 2 to 5%, not marketing. What does this mean? They have done phase 1, 2, 3, even applied for NDA. Somehow, due to one or another reason, they withdraw the application. Like one example of that I can give you is their trial was successful, their medicine was successful. When they submitted the NDA, they were not given a permission of first line of a treatment. Maybe they were given option for second line of treatment. In that case, what happens? They are seeing their production cost is much, much more high than the product selling. So they hold on it. They hold voluntarily, right? Similarly, other situation, they sometimes withdraw from some market. That means it is not in the market, but they still are responsible to submit the report. But only 5% falls, 2 to 5% falls in this category, 95% are in this category. Or something what happens, they market in one market. Like in US, they market it. In EU, they not market it because of the sales, right? Because they also have to see the commercial value. Then also they, in that territory, they are responsible to submit the PSUR. PSUR are normally required to be developed at 6 monthly intervals for first 2 years following the product, then after annually, then after 5 years. Post 2023, you got a NDA application, your product got approved till 2020, then first 2 year till 2025, every 6 months, then after annually for 2027 annually, after that 5 years, like that. So they are getting a relaxation, like, okay, if the product is there in the market for 4 years, after that they can submit the report after 5 years. But in initial years, it's very important. So what this report include? What information they include in this report? Relevant new clinical, non-clinical safety data during the root period. Any new clinical information, maybe animal study also, because sometimes happens, you may ask me that lab we have already done, but what happens sometimes, they start developing it for some other indication also. That's how market works, right? So for other indications, sometimes they repeat new preclinical studies. That data also they need to include. Regulatory status of authorization, renewals, rejection. Suppose they started with US. After 2 years, they also got approval in EU. After that, they also got approval in India. After that, they may got approval in Japan. Like that. So they have to keep on adding this information. Or there may be chance, like suppose example, there is one country, Israel. They rejected. They said no, not for our population. That also they have to, add in the PSUR. Authority requested changes to product information. Maybe some authority means here is regulatory authority. They may have, suppose EU. EU is very particular, especially if the pediatric population is involved. Or Japan is also very particular. Suppose they have asked you to involve additional information, because Japan is one country, they focus a lot on how you are presenting your product. They are even saying your image the image that we give of any product, it should match 100% to your product. One example, like they may ask you to make some changes in the product information. If you have done that you have to add in this report. But the key focus of PSUR is to ADRs, because we know if it is related to drug, then we need to update the safety information. Suppose there is new ADR, maybe it is causing skin rashes, and globally they are reported 2% of the cases. 2% of the cases are coming. That means package insert which is in the drug will be getting updated, because this ADR is a new signal. It is giving you new safety update. So that's how you handle it. Any question till now? I can just check quickly. Okay, very nice. More people have joined. That's good. Back to our slides. Okay, now frequency, when we have to update, we have covered it to an extent. There may be chances that you have to update immediately upon a request. There are, suppose our country, DCGI said that please update this. There's something new information has come in. You have to give us PSUR of this particular drug. Suppose someone sued the companies. किसी ने case कर दिया. And that case also, the regulatory body can ask you to produce a report if they are asking immediately on the request. So that you have to, within a week or so, you have to submit it. Otherwise, at least 6 monthly. For first 2 years, as we discussed, then annually after subsequent 2 years. Then some places it is 3 yearly, and some it is 5 yearly. ICH GCP 5 yearly, but some regulations they ask like 3 yearly. But depending on which country you are, you submit it. But most pharma do. Even if they are saying 5 yearly, suppose there is a US, there is EU, there is Japan. Suppose US is saying 5 yearly, EU is saying 3 yearly, Japan is saying 3 yearly. They generally submit earliest timeline, 3 yearly, give it to everyone, because they want to avoid all the risk at any cost. So now how you prepare it? Because product is in the market. And you all know the National Pharmacovigilance Program. In our country also it is running. WHO is also running, pharmacovigilance programs, safety updates. Similarly, EU also, UK also, US also, right? So first is we have to collect all the ADRs. How this happens? Our national or international pharmacovigilance reporting system collect this information. So like this is the one common pool, and from here information is coming from all the sites. US, EU, this is global PV, Japan, India, South Africa. I'm giving you example, wherever the drug is being used. All this information is getting pooled into this global pharmacovigilance center. Then, in PV, you will also have heard the job role of case processing. Case processing. Someone has reported a case of a seizure. That for US, 5 cases reported. Then safety associate in the pharmacovigilance, they will process it. Process it means they will complete the information. That something is not missing. Then data retrieval they will collect the data from all the places. Then this data will get analyzed, because this is one case got processed. Similarly, maybe 100 cases processed. Then data analysis happen. Medical review happens, especially to do the assessment that is it related to drug or not. that possibly, probably, all those. Then the final is risk assessment. Is it a new signal or not? Is, the final assessment is done. This is mostly done by the medical. Now, content and format of your PSUR. Any document you pick in a medical writing or a PV, this is your go-to. What it is? Your title page and signature. Sponsor signature, because signature means that this person authorizing this report. Followed by that, executive summary. They give a summary, because the regulatory body, they always ask for a summary. So regulatory bodies, they always ask for a summary that what this report is saying. Table of content. Now this will be the real content in your PSUR. Introduction. Maybe you are telling about the product. Mostly it is introduction is about your product only, and where this safety stands of as of now. Sponsor marketing authorization holder details means sponsor detail. Pfizer, Johnson and Johnson, maybe your ICMR produced some drug, WHO done, or maybe anyone, right? Drug information, all the information on your molecule. Safety data. What is the safety data for clinical trials? What is reported safety? Period covered. Suppose I'm saying Jan 2025 to 6 monthly is June 2024. Example. So that risk benefit assessment, like is still benefit more than a risk? What is their scientific take on? Action taken. Do they have changed anything in the package insert? Suppose example, the risk to pregnant women they face thought is increasing. So they may be added a caution that pregnant women should not be taking this drug, or they should be taking under supervision. Anything that is your action take. Conclusion and appendices. This is all added in table of a content. And basically, this is also the content of your PSUR. It is easy document. It's not very difficult. Once the case are processed and everything is there, it's not a difficult one. Okay. Now, from where this, now you can say that, ma'am, from where this whole information comes in? It is from your pharmacovigilance systems. Your active service pharmacovigilance systems, your clinical trial data can maybe phase 4 studies going on. Example, post-marketing surveillance studies, right? Competent authority updates, website publication. Maybe some doctor was prescribing this drug, like your thalidomide. They published a paper that you also have to consider. Maybe some other you are doing a trial on some other indication. You are doing some more animal studies, spontaneous reports, scientific literatures, unpublished manuscripts, post authorization use in a special population, right? Maybe in a you are using now in infants, or maybe elderly population, whatever is that, from all the sources the information is coming in PSU. Okay, so PSUR is very important tool in the pharmacovigilance, because safety is one thing, because no one want to take risk. Even WHO says that we understand people die because of the disease, but people should not die because of the drugs. They should not get harmed by the drugs, because the trust is that this drug is going to help us. So PSU are the source by you are updating the safety signals. That means it gives us an opportunity to update the benefit risk profile. So we can convey this to the regulatory authorities as well, because this is also one way that we are aligned to a GCP principle. Otherwise, how we will ensure that benefits are much more than the risk, right? So for these reasons, this is an important tool for a pharmacovigilance. Now, you can ask that in which format we submit the report. How do you submit the PSUR? 99.9% electronic. There may be some small sponsor, they are submitting it, paper. But no, I think in today's world, no one is submitting in paper, in person. Mostly it is submitted by electronic format. Now, what next happens? Suppose there is in PSUR, they found some safety signal. They give their recommendation also, that we recommend that PI update. We may recommend package insert. PI is package insert when the safety issue or signal is identified based on PSUR review, and there are sufficient evidence that PI should change. One change can be that maybe diabetic person should not be taking, maybe hypertensive patient should not be taking. Any update can happen. Further signals investigation that is necessary to update. Or you say that we may need to do a small study to confirm that. Or maybe they suggest additional data monitoring. They may suggest additional safety data, wait for more data, wait for more reviews, so that in the next PSUR they can update. Or they monitor, suppose there is one example that there is slightest indication that drug is causing some serious side effect like a seizure. Maybe initial evidence is very low, like maybe 0.5%. But they say that monitor it closely so that we can update in next PSUR that is it really a safety concern or not. That's how it works. Now we will be moving to another document, which is DSUR. So now let me pause for a minute in case there is a question. Okay, there is no question. We can continue. All right. So once the drug is in the market, we are doing PSUR. At least from today, you learn minimum this, what is PSUR, what is DSUR. Now, how about when we are doing our development phase? Phase 1, phase 2, maybe A, phase 2. These days, these things are also happening. Then phase 3A, phase 3B, because we are splitting our trials. Now, how we are ensuring the safety at this time? Of course, we are reporting ADRs. Of course, we are reporting SAEs more closely. But still, do we have a comprehensive report at this stage also? The answer is DSUR. D means development. That means when we are in development phase of a clinical trial, like phase 1, 2, 3, then we are writing DSUR. This goes every 6 months. So that I will show you guidance also. E2F guideline is completely for DSUR. And this report is globally required. This may known as annual safety report in EU, IND annual reports in US. Name is different, but the crux is same. Even they follow the template, because by the end we have to follow GCP, ICH, right? This is periodic comprehensive cumulative update on drug safety during development. So PSUR is when product is in market. DSUR when we are in a clinical development phase. That means we are doing our drug development. Okay. So now what is the purpose of DSUR? Purpose of PSUR we have understood. Okay, we are selling a drug in the market. In case there is no safety, new safety signal, we have to update. How about DSUR? So we have to present single harmonized global safety report for regulators, because we are doing a trial now. Try to understand it clear. India, there are two sides, and this from this side say that we are, what happened? So there are maybe they are reporting ADRs, AEs from time to time when they are happy. Similarly, there are 5 sites in US. They are also doing ADRs, AEs, SAEs. Similarly, there may be 10 sites in EU. They are also doing the same thing. Now they need a single report. For that, they prepare DSUR. Like, so suppose SA, whenever it happened, they have to report. So they are reporting globally. But now, can they make an annual report? In annual report from everywhere, suppose they have seen 15 SA. It will give you a comprehensive idea. Suppose 50 ADR happened. They will get idea. Okay, in 55 are related to fever, maybe 10 are related to headache, 15 are related to seizures. I'm just giving you example, right? Maybe another 15s are related to suppose a kidney, heart, and all that. Now they will having the data, right? Okay, in this 6 months, this is all that happened in one report. The idea is that they get the whole picture at one place. So they evaluate the new safety information every from a past year, again help you to assess the risk benefit balance. So they, in this report, they came to know that the ADRs are high. ADRs means that it is related to drug. Then they will be alert. They may temporarily pause your trial also. That, oh, maybe the risk is getting high. Maybe you are doing phase 2A. This is, we have to evaluate. Are we going in the right direction or not? It's not only when your trial is over, then you will evaluate. No, because we are involving humans. Someone can die, right? So they basically they have an oversight. They mean so regulatory bodies. They take a oversight on a trial from a safety perspective. So initially, when it was brought in 2010, they introduced the EE2F guideline. Now they have to submit annually, and it is required by EMA, FDA, MHR, basically everyone. PMD is your Japan's health authority. Now, what is the difference between these two? Now, look at the difference. DSUR is in a development phase. Focus is investigational product safety. And guideline we follow, E2F. I can show you also on the guideline. I think in my last session I showed you, but I can repeat it, no problem. Your another name is PSUR. So there are different names, but thing is same. Mostly PSUR is the most common name, but it is also known as a post-marketing phase, PBRE. Okay? Focus on real world and benefit risk because the drug is in the market. So writers must ensure consistency across both the documents. So now the relationship I have already told you that is for approved drugs after NDA. This focus on investigational drug. Some content on DSUR and PSUR can overlap. Why? Because goal of the both is safety. I hope the difference between these two is clear. Anyone can pause, because this can sometimes be confusing. A difference between both the reports is very clear, right? Okay, I take silence as okay. Thank you, Isha. As no. Now, goals. What is the goal of DSUR? Summarize management of potential risk. Okay, because you are developing a product. So, if there is any slightest potential of a risk, it is described. If there is no new safety issue, new information according to previous knowledge, update in a clinical development program. So this may happen. That happens many of time. So you are doing phase 2A. So what pharma do, they start the trial on simultaneously on different indications. From other trial, which may be on phase 1, on some other indication. There they have learned is like maybe we need to reduce a dose. That information they can use. So basically, they work as a program in a pharma company. It's not always a one, because they are commercial organizations, right? Pharma companies, they are commercial organization. They will be successful if the drug is selling in the market. That's all we have to do. So they make it a program. Suppose this is a Pfizer drug PSUR, always they give number 3, 5, 6, 7. This is the molecule. So simultaneously, they start developing in your say oncology, maybe some infectious disease like that. So if there is an update in some other clinical development program, they can utilize. I hope this point is clear. Now, what are the contents of DSUR? First of all, it also gives you the study status, that where you have reached in a program. Maybe we are now in early development. Early development means phase 1. We are in a development, that means phase 2. We are in late development, that means late phase 3. So it gives the status that phase 1 is successful. Now we are in a phase 2. This is how it is going. Safety information. It gives you aggregate safety data, inclusive of AEs, SAs, and risks. Risk management. It helps you to minimize the risk, basically increasing the effectiveness of a drug. Suppose there is a dose escalation study and they found that higher dose is causing a harm. That is helping you to minimize the risk, because they will be working on the lower dose. So this is the structure of DSUR. I'm taking a pause for a minute so that you can take a look. I will explain you one by one. Okay. So what are the different contents? Introduction, your title page and all that. What is worldwide marketing approval status? Because we are saying development. It may be possible in one territory, say US, it is approved. So, or if it is in development phase in all the territories, then you have to write that. Update and action taken for safety reason. Is there any new update and you have taken any action for a safety reason? Maybe you paused a trial for a minute, for some time, right? Not a minute. Changes to reference safety information, estimated exposure, presentation of interval safety data, like at this time last year this was the safety data, now this year this has been the new safety data. Significant finding in a clinical trial, maybe some new ADR happened. Non-clinical data, literature, and this is as always very important, risk benefit evaluation. What is your scientific committee thinking? Are the benefit are anticipated? Here is anticipated, of course, because we are developing. Are anticipated benefits are still more? Finally, summary and conclusions. In this also, you also prepare executive summary, because you have to highlight the key safety finding and risk benefit assessment. Study status, overall ongoing studies, maybe 2 studies are ongoing. How you can say 2 studies are ongoing? In one, say US, phase 2 is going on. In India, it may be possible phase 1B is going ongoing. It happens most of the time. And what are the completed studies? Suppose in EU, you already completed phase 2. Phase 1 is already completed in EU and US. That you have to add here. What were the study outcomes? What were the result of these studies? Those are completed. What they're favorable, especially in terms of safety. Safety data analysis, detailed analysis of safety data, including adverse event and risk. What is the regulatory requirement? PSUR ensure the compliance with the regulatory for a safety report. No pharma company want to take a risk here. They really want to ensure that product is safe and they are following every guideline. Frequency, it is mostly submitted annually, but there may be chances, suppose the trial is on in phase, especially in EU, they can ask 6 months. I have also worked in India also. We were in phase 3. They asked us to submit the report 6 monthly because pediatric population was involved. If the trial is high risk, they may ask early, but otherwise annual. Or sometimes sponsor precautionary. They say that we will submit it 6 monthly. Regulatory bodies, they review and assessed by the regulatory agencies for the safety, because these reports, so DSU when is submitted to suppose TCG, their expert committee will be reviewing it and they will be checking the safety report. What is the importance? Why it is needed? What is the role of DSUR? One we have discussed in the beginning also, right? It ensures safety because that is our goal. Safety is our topmost goal. Safety comes first. So DSUR, they contribute to ensure the safety of a medicinal product during development. Regulatory compliance. It is a regulatory requirement. So it also helps you to meet the regulatory requirement. Risk management. How you will ensure that benefit is more than the risk. Right safety well-being of the subject. So, when we study 13 principle, it seems so easy, like, but in practical, how you will ensure those principle? By these different tools. Right, like right safety well-being of the subject is ensured by so many things: informed consent, reporting AEs as essays on time, submitting DSUR. Suppose example, you have not submitted the DSUR. That means that you are violating this principle also and right safety well-being also. That's all they are analyzing. So now writing specific tips. So important is that you should use the tables for clarity. Mostly it is well defined the template pharma company use. They use the tables. exposure, clarify the estimated assumptions, like how many, suppose you are recruiting 1000 population, but now you have done half of the trial only, but till now you have enrolled 300 population only, and out of 300 also only 200 received all the doses, 100 not. So that you have to explain here. Finding both positive and negative, very important. Negative also we have to report. Risk benefit, evidence based. So and now this is question for you. DSU are submitted. What is the right answer? In chat box. No answer. Everyone is sleeping. Diwali hangover. When we submit DSUR, I have covered this 3 times. You can unmute yourself and say, or you can just type your answer in chat box. Let me see. It's easy answer. अगर किसी ने answer annually, 6 monthly, annually. So I can clarify. So annual is a requirement. This is a legal requirement. 6 monthly only when some pharma agrees, or some regulatory body they ask. It is based on the request. If they suppose the trial is very risky, but otherwise the requirement is annually. So conclusion is DSUR is crucial document to assess the safety of a medicinal product during a clinical development. It helps us to continuous monitoring, because otherwise how we will know, because once you have done completed phase 2 example, and then you are evaluating, it is late. How trial are terminated, you will see on ct.gov many times trial is terminated because of these reports. They evaluated the risk early on, so we save the rest of the patient to exposing the risk, right? That's what they are doing. Now I want to give you a little about package insert also, then I will show you this GCP as well. So package insert is, you see, whenever you go to this medical store or pharmacy store, always there one page come out, it is always in the product, right? That is package insert. Package insert is a document that provided along the prescription of medicine, and that gives you additional information about a drug. Have you ever read the package insert? Now I will say, even you are buying the eye drop, you will see package insert along with it. Please open that package insert and read. Because these practical things are very important. In that, you will also see they have highlighted the side effect. FDA, even all the health agencies, EMA, even Japan's healthcare agency, they give you instruction on package insert. Not only instructions, they say when you file this NDA application, they ask you to give a template of a package insert also. They approve or disapprove also. It's not like that you can paint a goody picture in a package insert. No, you have to be real in a package insert. So it is a responsibility of the regulatory agency also. So what they give in this description of product, clinical pharmacology, indication and uses, contraindications, any warning. But like, have you seen something it is stay, keep it away from a children, do not give to pregnant women, not meant for elderly people, not meant for a women, suppose this particular product is for men. that type of warnings written. Precautions. Suppose you are not feeling well, consult your doctor. And all the known ADRs. Drug abuse and dependency, overdose, what to do, doses, administration, horse to supply. Is it IV, oral, what it is, right? So description that gives you all the chemical. Sometimes you will see that all that chemical structure is also made, that package insert. It will tell, is it a tablet form, capsule, liquid, how it should be given, like oral, injection, or a IV. Sometimes medical package insert is also for a medical professionals. They read it carefully. It's not they some, even if they know this, I have seen good doctors, they read it carefully. It also give you list of all inactive ingredients, fillers, artificial colors, flavors, sensitivity to food. Sometimes you take some drug, doctors tell you to avoid this type of food for some time. Clinical pharmacology, it gives in detail. This section tells you that how medicine works in a body, how it will get absorbed, eliminated, how it work effectively, how it work in a different groups of people like children, elderly, women, people from other different races. All that it will tell. That is clinical pharmacology. I know I have given you once this homework also, that you have to learn a difference between PK and PD. Very, very important. If you want to work in clinical research, you should know PK, PD in detail. All our pharmacology student, pharmacy student, they know it very well. Even medical student, dentist, they know, MBBS, they know very well. But if you are from a different background, maybe life sciences, maybe biotech, then you have to make some effort to know this. So this is little in detail that what is included in a pharmacology, right? Say this is example I have given, that for instance, there is one drug, primarily a seizure medicine, but it can also be used for a bipolar disorder or a migraine. And this section of its package insert include the result of study and use in all three disorders. Because we have said that this drug is used primarily, it is for seizures, but it can also be used for all these other indications also. For this, they need to include all the data for this claim. If you have a special problem like kidney, liver disease, this one of the section your doctor will consult, deciding whether this to prescribe you or not. That's why sometimes doctor ask you lot many questions in detail so that they can understand. What is the indication and uses? Maybe indication for which drug has been approved, migraine, epilepsy, whatever. How this help to a doctor? That means doctor can legally prescribe this medicine. Contraindications. If there is any contraindication to this medicine that is listed, for instance, a medicine should not be prescribed for someone who had allergic reaction to the same medication or that's similar, or someone who is taking another medicine that may interact in harmful way. That is the contraindication. This is may warn to a doctors not to prescribe a drug to people with certain medical conditions or a greater risk or a side effect. How this package insert information is coming into picture, how they are able to write this much of detail, because we worked on DSUR, PSUR during development and post-marketing. Now we are able to transcribe this information in crux, in a summary to our PI, package insert, right? If you have a significant medical disorder, then this is the place, contraindication is the place where you can find where this medicine is causing a problem. Any warning, serious side effect that may occur because of this drug is discussed in a warning section. I am highly recommending you any product lying in your home, just go and open that and read PI. Especially severe and life-threatening problem. Sometimes they make a warning box in a red also, so that you may be skipping all the information because it is written in a small font, lot of information in one page. They highlight the warning section. And mostly it is found in first page of a package insert. Precautions, they are basically advices. So that doctor can see this if they have to, maybe any lab test is needed or some additional assessment is needed, where you have to take a precaution, that is described in this section. I won't go too much of a detail, but like maybe example, this drug may be causing you little sleepy, so do not drive, like those type of things. Maybe related to pregnancy, and other precautions that one has to take. This section is a little large, so like ADRs in this, they describe that what are all the side effects, those are possible. And what they have learned from a clinical trials, they are described in adverse reaction section. Okay, so that's all on the package insert. So now homework for you guys is that you have to pull one package insert, any medicine that you have at home, and just see that. Now I can show you the guidelines so that you can download. Just type ICH. And you also have to download these guidelines. Just go through this template. Because we have studied in the form of slides, but you can download the template and can read more. Or maybe you get a job and then you need help of this template. So we will directly go to efficacy guidelines, right? So now efficacy, which is our PV guideline, E to A to E to F. Always remember, this is your reference guideline. No other is your reference guideline for pharmacovigilance. Now, what we studied? We studied periodic safety reports, periodic benefit risk evaluation report, different names, but the document is same. Periodic benefit risk evaluation report also, periodic safety update reports also, both are same. So now from E to C guidelines, so this tell you everything. This also tell you the implemented status. See, Argentina, Belgium, Mexico, when these words got involved. But our goal is to download the template and guideline. From here, you can download. See, it is just of 41 page. This is how you can download and can learn little more in detail. See, I have given you idea like introduction, general link principle, what are the contents. But I will strongly recommend you download it and just go through it. Suppose you have to write, suppose you are in writing, so you have to fill the information in each this section, like 3.71 completed clinical trial. Basically I have to insert information in here. Section 3.72 ongoing clinical trial, long-term follow-up, like that you have to keep on adding information here, and it give you, see how detailed. See, study ID, basically protocol, study title, study type. So you have to keep on adding information, and it is giving you the header or a filler for each. Now next guideline is DSUR. DSUR is F guideline. Where it is? Here, last. E to F1, development safety update. Now, this also you can download from. Do you need a link? Do let me know. I can give you. So this is also just 35-page document. My humble request, please download it. And see, this is last updated in 2010 only. They have not done update till now. So this is introduction, general principle, contents. Even for DSUR, they are also telling what is the responsibility of a sponsor. Responsibility of a multiple parties. See here. Because this is in a development, so sponsor is responsible. Sponsor of clinical trial is considered responsible for preparation and content and submission of a DSUR. If sponsor can delegate DSUR to third party, that is contract research organization. They have made it clarified. So that's how you can work on these different periodic safety update reports. I can give you a link this. So now we can discuss the questions. With this, our session is over. Isha, I am sharing a link. So in case you are unable to download, guys, you can ask me in the next class also. Why I introduced you to this website? Because today I'm teaching you. That's one thing, right? But after some time, you will be doing a job. Or you want to read a more. So at that time, I am giving you individual link also. I am giving you the overall link also. I'm giving you the individual link also, right? So you can download when you are working in some company. Instead asking your colleagues, find answers by yourself, because corporate jobs are not that easy. So that's all from my side. I hope you are able to understand this topic. It's easy and interesting. Basically, DSUR we prepare when we are doing our clinical trials, phase 1, 2, 3. PSUR when drug is in the market. All right. You can send me your questions